we got a few people joining. Welcome, everyone. Just going to give folks a few more minutes to jump on. How are you doing today, Dan?
I'm doing well, thank you. How about yourself?
Oh, good, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, we've got a few more joining. Welcome. And I'd love for you to begin. So we'll give folks just one more minute.
Sure.
Cool. Let's get this party started.
We get to start going?
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. My name is Dan, and I'm the enablement here at GiveCloud. And we also have Kimberly on the line as well, who's hosting from our customer experience team. I'm glad that you could all make it today for our first GiveCloud QA session. These QA sessions will be monthly on the last Tuesday of each month. And you know, as a company, we wanted to offer another touch point where you can get your questions answered, and we could also highlight useful features in GiveCloud to help you with your fundraising. So for today's session, we're going to use the first portion to highlight our eCards feature. As you know, we have Mother's Day coming up here. And then for the second portion, we would answer any questions that have been submitted during the registration. So sounds good? All right, let's dive in. Oh, and by the way, please feel free to enter any questions into the QA box. That's just located at the bottom of your screen or on your Zoom panel. So for eCards. So eCards are a great way to help diversify your fundraising and also offer your supporters another avenue to support your cause. You know, especially with Mother's Day coming up, you can offer a way for your supporters to celebrate Mother's Day while still supporting your organization. GiveCloud's eCard functionality allows your supporters to purchase an eCard by choosing an amount to donate, enter the recipient's name and a custom message. As soon as the payment is complete, then the eCard will be automatically sent to the recipient. You can offer eCards at a fixed price or for a donation amount. And you know, we'll get into that as we start looking at an example here. So can everyone see my screen okay? Yeah? Awesome. So eCards fall into three main categories, right? There's eCards for a specific time of year, like if it's Mother's Day, Father's Day, things like that. There are life milestones, such as like a happy birthday or an anniversary eCard. And then there's in memorial or in honor of eCards where someone's, you know, like donating on behalf of someone or in memory of someone else. Now we have 4 examples here today. Happy Mother's Day, Father's Day, a birthday, and in memory. But we're mainly going to be looking at the Mother's Day one today. So let's have a look at what it looks like for a supporter to come to your site and purchase an eCard. So let's look at our Mother's Day one. If I click view on my Mother's Day example eCard here. So on this example, we set it up where someone can choose the amount to donate to purchase this eCard. So I can choose from the preset amounts, or I can enter my own amount in here. And then for my dedication type, it's only going to be Mother's Day. I'm going to enter an individual's name. So let's just say my mom's name was Kim Stafford. Can enter her name in there. And then I can enter the recipient name, so who I want to send this to, which will likely be Kim Stafford as well in this scenario. And I'm going to enter her email. So, oops. And then happy Mother's Day in my personal message. You mean the world to me. So then I can add this to basket and go continue to payment, or I can choose give again and I can purchase another e-card to be sent to someone else. Now it's important to note that you can only e-cards, you can only send them to one recipient at a time. So if I wanted to do another e-card, I can use this give again option, which will add this e-card to cart, and then I can add another Mother's Day e-card as well. So if I was to just add this to basket, I can go to payment and I can review the details of my e-card in here. And then I can continue checking out, going to billing and then entering my payment information there as well. Now let's go through an example of setting up an e-card at a high level. We have a great knowledge base article and video that explains in detail how to set up an e-card, but let's go through some of the main pieces here in GiveCloud. So setting up eCards in GiveCloud consists of two main parts. There's setting up the tribute part of it, which is the actual eCard, and then it's creating an item for me to be able to put it on sale on my site for my supporters to be able to purchase. So let's first look at the tribute. So the tribute, I'm going to hop over here to my GiveCloud admin dashboard and go to features, tributes, and tribute types. And this is where all of my eCards will live. As you can see, I have quite a few set up here. And to add a new one, I'm just going to hit add in the top right here. But let's look at the Mother's Day eCard that I have set up here. So I've given it a name. I've enabled it. Now, for those who are using Donor Perfect, you can also link this eCard or tribute to a corresponding tribute type in Donor Perfect as well, so that that information also goes into Donor Perfect. This is optional though, not required. And down here, I have two sections. I have an email and I have a letter template. Let's go through the email template first. So this email will automatically be sent to the recipient's email address that I would have entered here. So kim@test.com in my example here. So I've included a subject here, and this is just an open text field, so you can put whatever you'd like in here. And I've put the donor's first name as well to be populated in there. And then in the BCC field, I'm also sending it to the donor's email. So the person who actually purchased this eCard will also get a copy of it as well, so they can verify, it's been sent. And you can also BCC multiple addresses in here. So maybe there's someone on your team that you want to also receive these eCards, also just so that there's verification, that this got sent out. So here we put our support email in there. Now in the email template, this is an open text template that you can put whatever you'd like in here. So in here, I have a little message to the recipient. So hi name, and you've received an eCard from this donor. And here I have, we've put a merge tag to put the custom message in. We'll talk about merge tags in a little bit. Now we've also designed an eCard image, and we have uploaded it here to this email. And you can add images to these emails just by hitting add media on top of here. Now, one other thing that we've done is we've added a little tagline at the bottom here for would you like to send your own eCard, click here. So the recipient, so my mom who's receiving this, can get it and be like, oh, what a beautiful eCard. You know what? I want to send one to my mom as well. Or there's others that I'd like to send eCards to. So this is giving her easy access to be able to also see what eCard options are available, just to try to keep the eCard giving going. So this is the email template. Now, with this email, there can also be a PDF attached to this email. Now, because we're doing eCards and it's all being done through email, whatever we put in the letter template here will be attached as a PDF to the email that my mom receives. And this is a great place to actually put the card in where someone can download that PDF and they can keep it for their records, or they can print it out and frame it if they wanted to as well. But it's something that they can save that's not just in email. So I've basically just taken the same image I provided in the email here, and I've included it in the letter template down here as well. And at the bottom, I've also included the custom message if there was a custom message that was left from me to my mom. Awesome. Now that we have the tribute created here, we have to be able to put this on sale for someone coming to our site to purchase this e-card. And the way we do that is we create an item for it. So that's in features, sell and fundraise items. Now I have quite a few items in here, but let's have a look at my Happy Mother's Day item. So as some of you may be familiar with items in GiveCloud, some of these standard things, we've included a nice image for it, and we've actually used an image of the e-card or similar to what they're going to receive in the e-card so that they have an idea of what it's going to look like. We've put in a name, summary is optional, and for the price options, so for this one, we've set it up as a donation amount, right? Where you can choose the amount to give to purchase this e-card. But if you wanted to, you could have set this to a fixed price and say, you know what, this costs $10. There's no option for purchasing it. So we've set up our price options. Now, for categories, now this is also optional, but because we have quite a few e-cards on sale here, we've created a category called e-cards, and every e-card that we create, we add it to that e-card category so that it's easily accessible from our site. Now, you could be, if you have multiple e-cards, you can be adding them to an e-card category or adding it to a shop, or it may be something that you're just using for an email campaign where you just need to take the link of the e-card that you've created and put it in your email. Couple other important things here. First is we're going to hide the quantity on it. We don't want someone to say, I want to purchase 4 e-cards. We'd prefer for them to, or we'd need them to add them to cart as separate e-cards, because each e-card requires its own recipient, its own personal message, and so on. So that's why we've chosen to hide quantity. We've also enabled the allow donor covers cost to allow anyone purchasing e-cards to also cover the cost of the transaction if they so chose to. Now, the super important piece to when you're creating this item for the e-cards is the tribute section. So because it's an e-card and it's not optional whether it's going to be tributed or not, we have required tributes enabled. And for the notifications, it's email only. There's no option to send a letter here. It's only email. And while we have many tribute options available, this one is specifically only for Mother's Day. So we have that Mother's Day tribute that we've created previously specified in here. And if you just put your cursor in there, you'll see a list of all the ones that you have created. And we had Mother's Day, we already selected it, and there it is. So once we set that up, we hit save on it. And that is essentially how you create your e-card and put it for sale on your site. Now you can create as many e-cards as you'd like for different occasions and different variations of cards and so on. Now let's look at what a contribution looks like when someone does purchase an e-card and it lands in your contribution inbox. So I've done a test one using the Happy Mother's Day e-card. So essentially I added my e-card to cart and then I continued to checkout, entered my payment information. And when that was submitted, let's have a look at the contribution. Here's that contribution in my contribution inbox here. So we can see that this person, Ken Harlow, purchased a Happy Mother's Day e-card for his mom, Jane Harlow, and we can see the details here, right? So who it was for, and who the notification or the e-card is actually being sent to. Now we can also click View Tribute here. So if your line item in the contribution is a tribute, you'll see this option here. And I can click on it. And here I can see some details about the eCard, right? So it was a Mother's Day eCard. It was sent via email. And there's even a spot here that verifies that this email, that this was the eCard was actually sent to this email address. Now I can, if need be, you can edit the eCard here, or you can re-notify, which will resend the eCard to the recipient. And you can click over here to view the custom message and even edit that. So maybe someone after the fact said, oh, I forgot to leave a custom message. Can you please add one in and resend it? That's something that you can assist them with. Now, the last piece I'd like to highlight here is the tribute report. So under features, tributes, all tributes, here's a list of all eCards or tributes that would have been purchased through your site. Now, using the filters here, I can filter for specific types of eCards if I wanted to. So, for example, I can say, okay, show me all of the Mother's Day eCards that have come in and have been sent. So here's that one that we just looked at, and we can see that it was it was sent yesterday and it was for this amount. We get a bit more detail about it. And similar to what we saw on the contribution screen, I can click on that little magnifying glass and I can see the details of the eCard that was sent. So there we go. So that wraps up our demo of the eCard functionality. I just want to give some more time for if there are any additional questions about what we went through. Please put them in the Q&A section, and we'll be happy to answer them.
Thanks so much, Dan. Appreciate all that amazing information. I know definitely eCards is very popular right now with big holidays coming up like Mother's Day and Father's Day. And of course, you know, it's not too soon to start thinking about the holidays as well. So this is a great session. I really appreciate all that information. We do have a few questions just around eCards, and then we can always jump into some of the questions that were given to us during the registration. But the first question that I've received so far is, so you can add a merge tag in the subject line? I think I'm reading that one with the right emphasis. I think somebody's kind of surprised about that. That's pretty cool.
You can, yes. Oh, where am I? Features, tribute types. Let's have a look at that one again. Mother's Day. So yes, you can add merge tags in the subject line and even in the CC and BCC. So notice we've used one here for the donor email. And for a list of all merge tags that you can use in these emails and so on, click the merge tag cheat sheet, and then that shows you all that are available.
Cool. Awesome. Another question we received, just since we're on this page, do I have to have a letter PDF attached? Is that required?
No, it's not required. If you don't put anything in the letter template, then there'll be no PDF attached. It'll just be only the email that will be sent.
Cool. 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 We got another one. So best template, I'm assuming meaning item template. Yeah, item template for eCards. So is there a particular item template that is better to be used versus another?
Yeah. So let's have a look at our eCards. Let's look at our Mother's Day one. So we would recommend using either the default template or the product template. These are both add to cart templates. And it gives you the opportunity to also have additional page content sections to, you know, add additional images in if you'd like, or add additional content in. And it allows people to add one to cart and add multiple to cart actually, and check out in one experience. If we did it in like a page with payment donation page type template, then it wouldn't have the option to purchase multiple.
Cool, makes sense.
No problem.
And then I'm just going to take one more for the from the QA section. Thank you so much, everyone who shared their questions. Q&A, sorry, Q&A. QA, not that it's not quality assurance. If it's a donation, do I have to provide a tax receipt? Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. I would say that I can't answer that definitively. I've seen organizations do both. I've seen some orgs say, you know what, you're purchasing something and you're getting something in return, so we're not going to issue a tax receipt for it. And I've seen other organizations say the opposite, say, well, you're still donating, it's just something you're receiving via email. So we're going to issue you a tax receipt. So I'm able to answer that definitively.
Yeah, I think definitely checking with your accountant or your tax expert or your local state tax expert is definitely going to be your best friend to answer that one. But it's still there. It's still, that setting still available to you with eCards if that's something you decide to do. Cool. All right. Well, let's go into, so another part of this, our time together, and again, thank you for everybody that is attending today, is that you got a chance to bring in your burning questions, send them in via the registration. So anytime you do join one of these sessions with us, you can send in a question that maybe it's easier just to have us talk about versus trying to go through chat or email. So always feel free to, when you register, give us those questions. And we do have a few today, so appreciate everyone who submitted some. So the first one today is, how can I add a thermometer to my donation page? So to add a thermometer or a goal tracker, that's actually what you'll be looking for in GiveCloud to your donation page, is you would actually go into features, sell and fundraise items, of course, and then you open up the item that you want to have. Thanks, Dan. You want to have, you want to add that goal tracker to. Cool, thank you, Dan. And so you will scroll down just below inventory control where you see goal tracking, and you want to enter in the amount you want the goal to be. Now, so this can be any amount. We also have some additional fields in there that you can use, so including an end date, thanks Dan for setting that, as well as you can also add offsets. So say if you are collecting donations outside of GiveCloud that's going towards this larger campaign, say it's like a spring campaign or a Mother's Day campaign, since we've been talking about it, you can always add any of those external donations into the offset, and that would also be reflected in the goal tracker. And so thank you, Dan, for opening up. And so with this page, this is a page with payment screen, and it will always display up at the top, so people can see how much has been fundraised so far, and how much is left to be fundraised. Great question. The second question is, how can I create a fundraising page for a supporter? Cool, that's a good one. So, so we're very used to, if you're doing peer-to-peer fundraising, I'm assuming when you say fundraising page, you're talking about a peer-to-peer fundraising page. We do give the ability for the supporters to create their own, but I totally get that you would want to also help them out. Maybe they're not have a computer at home, or they just need a hand with it. So to actually create a fundraising page for a supporter, you would need to make sure that first the supporter has a profile on your GiveCloud account. So you can always search their name under your supporters, all supporters report. If they have already created a supporter account, cool beans, you can use that. If not, you just need to add them as a supporter first. Once you add them, and you go into their supporter profile, you'll be able to log in as them as a user. And then from there, you can go to your /fundraiser/make a page, and then create a page in their name. Oh, thank you, Dan. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And yeah, so this one, they have my fundraisers. And so you just create a new fundraiser and you can create that for them. Of course, just like any time you create a fundraising page, you may need if they want a special message up there, a special image, you may need to grab that information from them before what they want to call it, if they do have a specific goal. So make sure you collect that data beforehand before you create it, so you can actually fully create the experience. And then that way, then they can share that with their friends and family. Thank you. That's a good question. Okay, we'll take one more. Ooh, this is a good one. I've actually been getting a lot of questions lately about dashboard. So the dashboard, so the question actually, I was just jumping into the answer without giving you the question. So the question is, what data is included in the contributions last 60 days report on the dashboard? So that section right there that Dan's highlighting. So great question. The pieces of data that's actually included in this report and that generates it is your contribution data. So any data that you can find under contributions, all contributions, as well as any data that is in your recurring transaction report. Now, it's not pulling, say, the reports themselves into this section, but it's pulling all the data. So it's like a separate report that has all that data in one spot, kind of just a visual report, if you'd like to think of it that way. But yeah, great questions, everyone. I really appreciate it. Well, Dan, that's it for me today.
Awesome. Should we open it up just to see if there's any other questions before we?
Yeah, we'll give folks a few more moments. But yeah, that's great. Thank you again so much. I appreciate you, Dan, for taking the time.
Oh, no problem.
Oh, we got another. Great. Thank you so much. So another question we just received was, where can I get more, and how can I find more information? You know, if they have any videos or articles. So that's actually, we do. Dan, do you mind sharing where folks can find our resources?
Yeah, definitely. So specifically related to the session that we've done today, this recording will be available starting tomorrow on our onboarding website. So that's onboarding.gitcloud.com. So I can show you here. And there will be a menu item there called QA sessions. You click into that and you'll see the recording from today's call in there. We'll also post in there a link to the article about eCards, which you can also find on our help desk. We do have a great article with a video on how to create eCards on GitCloud. But we will have that on our onboarding site. And yeah, that's where you can find specific information around what we discussed today.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I think that's it for today, Dan. Anything else we need to share before we let these lovely folks go?
Yeah, I mean, we want to thank you for attending today's session. You know, as I said at the beginning, this is our first one. We're hoping to have one the last Tuesday of each month. We hope we've simplified the how here with eCards so that you can focus on the why. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at support@gitcloud.com or using live chat, which I'm sure many of you have used before. We're here Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. EST. And then also I touched on our help site, but definitely that's a great resource outside of our live chat. The other thing I think I want to mention here, because it's fairly new, is that on our onboarding site, we also have training modules now available. And these are all video trainings. So let's look at, for example, the online store one here, with all, around 10 videos in each module, kind of walking you through each of these topics. We're very proud to finally have this out there. We've wanted to have it out there for a while, but you can definitely reference this if you prefer video training compared to knowledge-based articles. Also wanted to mention our trustraising.org, just for if you wanted to dive deeper into online fundraising, best practices, learning how to build trust with your supporters and your community, trustraising.org will be a great resource for you. And that's it. Have a wonderful day, world changers, and we'll catch you on the next one.
See you later.